IP in the news. So I found this article
Yeah, go ahead.
by Bob Zeidman. Can a human patent a space alien's invention?
What a fascinating question here, because the government has been releasing UFO footage, and I for one am pretty confident that there are aliens who do visit the Earth on a regular basis.
And pretend to be people sometimes.
And yeah, sometimes they pretend to be people, and so it's a major concern to me, because if somebody who is an alien comes into the office looking like a human being and I file a patent for them, there's a question about whether or not that's actually going to be a valid patent. So Bob took the trouble to actually run through the analysis. And the bottom line is no, that if you are an alien, you can't legitimately get a patent under the US patent laws.
Right.
But he makes some interesting comments. And the first one is he talks about pirated technology. So for a long time, the U.S. was you relied on technology that they got from other countries. This was like back right around the Revolutionary War times, the 1800s, and the laws were set up in a way that people could patent inventions from like Europe or somewhere else, and they wouldn't have to. They could get a U.S. patent for it. Which is really kind of the reverse of the way we think about intellectual property now, where we think we're like the major drivers of intellectual property, and other countries are ripping off our technology. So,
But there's also the Patent Cooperation Treaty now, so all the countries are working together, right?
right, and now everybody pretty much has the same rules. But he references this guy who Francis Cabot Lowell, who invented the power loom. Well, he actually saw one in England, brought it over to the United States. He patented it and made a fortune on it.
And he,
And normally you can't do that
and he
because you have to be the real inventor.
right, but I like the one Samuel Slater sailed around the world in 1789, memorized the inventions he came across, and he memorized these spinning frames and got a U.S. patent for water-powered textile mill, becoming very wealthy. President Andrew Jackson dubbed him the father of American manufacturers. The English dubbed him Slater the traitor.
So anyway, enough of this. It's time
So-
for Richard's roundtable, and so it's time to get the view of our guests on this very important topic of whether aliens from outer space can or should be able to get U.S. patents. So we're going to start with Tanya. Tanya, welcome to the show. Great to see you. So, do you have any thoughts on this?
Oh, what a fascinating subject. So, I say if the rules and the laws exist, you have to abide by the laws of the land, right? So when aliens invade, if they don't invade legally, right? and they don't, and they're, not adhering to the laws of the land, then, yes, you should be able to patent something that an alien invents.
Right.
Yes.
And we're talking about space aliens here, folks,
Yes.
not other types of aliens.
Yes, of
that have
course.
been,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So no, that's an interesting comment. And the same debate came up with AI and computer generated inventions. And the question was, could a computer own a patent? And the courts decided no, you couldn't do that. So I guess alien, would also be in that same kind of category, right? Kenya, what do you have to say?
It's interesting in that I guess it shouldn't matter whether you're an alien or not. If you're a creator, right, you're a creator and you should have the right to protect your work, regardless of race, creed, or whatever alienship you are.
Planetary origin, right?
Right.
that is really an expansive view of intergalactic life. And so I think that's a valid point. If an alien had appear, they would probably have lots of things that they could patent because they would probably know stuff that we don't know, right? So I guess they could try to take over the world through the patent system, and if they
They'd have to
Well, I
find a
guess I have a
patent
question.
attorney who can
Yeah, I was going to
understand
say, and I have a question for Richard. So if they patent something here, would they have to patent it as well in their universe, or is their patent a universal patent?
a
I think I'm
PCT
going
for
to
their
punt on
planets.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of the intergalactic PCT. All right. Well, Chris, well, welcome to the show. Chris, tell us what you think about this topic.
Well, I think practically, first of all, without credit card or monetary dollars, they couldn't pay you, Richard, to
That's
get
true.
that. So it's probably impossible for them to get that in the first place. But that being said, I wouldn't think we should allow them to do it, because the idea would be that we could understand their technology, which is probably far advanced from ours, and therefore it's to help us get ahead in our technology escalation as well. So by then patenting might limit the ability of of Americans or Earthlings to advance technology.
That's kind of where I'm at. I think they would, we have to learn how to defend ourselves, and if we're getting, I mean, could you imagine all the infringement suits that could be brought by the aliens that would just like paralyze the court system and the American economy? It could be an awful thing. So, Martha, well, welcome to the show. What do you think about all of this stuff?
Well, I don't know as much about the legal ramifications of everything, but I tend to agree with Kenya that it should be inclusive. And if they are on this earth inventing things that can help us, then they should be allowed to patent it as well.
Oh, that's and I definitely get that. I think that is a very inclusive approach. So anyway, it was very interesting topic. Probably not the most practical one we've had on our show, but since Chris DiPaolo showed up tonight or today, we decided to have a little fun. So
I forgot to say something that came from IP Watchdog. That's where I found it.
giving credit where it's due.